Welcome to log number 2. If you're new to these logs, I strongly suggest you check out the first video where I discuss why I'm doing this. But basically today, I want to discuss the concept of geographical drugs and my move to Austin. So first and foremost, I was born and raised in New York City. I am a very hardcore New Yorker in the sense that I spent the bulk of my life there, was convinced it was the greatest place in the earth and nothing else came close. Also, what you don't understand is if you actually grow up in New York City, you are raised with this culture of like New York is the best and everywhere else is weird or sucks. So for example, like in the West Coast, like they're too relaxed. People stay on beaches all the time. Like why the hell would you want to live there? In the Midwest, it's like they're too nice. In the South, I don't know what people say about people in the South, but it's not New York, right? Like New York is the center of the world and New Yorkers have it figured out and everybody else is sort of backwards. And this is something I've been reflecting a lot on as I get older, essentially. And I really feel like that's not the case at all. Being born and raised in New York City, I think a lot of people that I know personally would do a lot better outside of New York, living in other areas just because of temperament and so on and so forth. But I'll get into that. But the reason I made this video is I want to discuss this concept of environment as a drug. So I believe that our environments, our geographical locations have like an immense level of impact on our productivity, lifestyle, so on and so forth. So for example, like I am a pretty go-getter, hustle, go hard kind of person. It's very difficult for me to do that like when I'm on a beach. So you put me in a beach in Thailand and my brain will start moving, but eventually it starts to slow down because I'm on a beach, right? And I really have been thinking about, so basically 3 years ago, right before COVID, 3 years before COVID, basically, me and my girlfriend decided to, fiance now, but girlfriend at the time, decided to leave New York and travel the world for 3 years. And we were in Southeast Asia, we were in Europe, we bounced around quite a bit. And different environments lend themselves to different feelings and different, I don't want to use the hokey, like the word energy, like different energies, but that's really what it is. There's definitely a different energy in each of these places that you go. And we were intending, so right now I'm in Vegas, we were intending on staying, on getting a place in Vegas and just coming back to Vegas for like a base. But then COVID happened, so we just stayed in Vegas for the past, year and a half. And now we need a new place to sort of settle on, and we decided on Austin. So we signed a lease for Austin. December 1st, we're moving there. We're going to live downtown. And I think that's going to be where the Nonverbal Group's headquarters are. I'm not sure. It's going to take me 6 months to figure out. But I really like Austin for a wide range of reasons. And primarily is the people. Like Austin, I have more friends in Austin than anywhere else in the world right now. For whatever reason, everyone moved to Austin. Vegas has this thing where you're like in Vegas and you have to drive from one place to another. Always. You have to get in a car, you have to drive from one location to the next, and it's kind of annoying. Like I want to be able to walk out of my apartment and be in a vibrant city, which is one of the reasons why we're moving to Austin. Also, it's like in the middle of America, so you can easily get to the East Coast and West Coast, which is where I'll do most of my travel. And yeah, it's hot, and yeah, there's a bunch of other things that are not necessarily ideal, but like I really feel like this time in my life, Austin is going to be an incredibly interesting place to go, and a lot of this log is going to be, filmed in Austin. Or if I get an office, I'll be showing you the office. I'll be showing you the thinking that goes behind why I chose an office. And this is sort of like my way of personally connecting with the people that are watching my videos and following me. So I guess my sort of question for you, and this is a really good question, is basically, does your current environment fit what you want to create in your life? So for those of you who may want to retire and have more of a balanced, relaxed life, does living in the heart of a major city accomplish that? For those of you that want to hustle and build a startup, like does living in the middle of nowhere accomplish that? I find it to be a very, very interesting question. And ultimately what I want to do is like have like a 3 or 4 season lifestyle where I live maybe in a place like Hawaii for 3 months, or in a place like New York for 3 months, and just have that different taste depending on what do I want to accomplish. When I want to connect with friends, it'll be one location. When I want to like put my head down and get work done, I'll be in another location. And I really believe that environment and geography like serves as a drug for getting things done. So instead of like the Adderall or the Providerol or anything like that, I'll just shift my location. But yeah, this is my thinking around that. Excited to move to Austin. If any of you know any Austin tips, must-dos, places I have to go, have to see, all that, please comment below. For my random ending today, I mean, this is a pretty random video, so I don't know about the random ending. But basically, for a while, I have gotten off of coffee. So I went like a long time, like 3 or 4 months, I cut caffeine. And now I'm back. I'm back hardcore. I'm back on the coffee train. The whole thing of doing like a little bit of coffee, it just doesn't really work for me. I mean, it started with like, oh, I'll just have a little bit of coffee each morning. And now it's like I'm double fisting Starbucks and making coffee and stuff. So for those of you who read all my health series email about 6 months ago, I'm back on the coffee wagon, and I intend to stay. That's about it.